Hello everyone, welcome. We are live with, I don't know what other way to say it, but this is a stream where literally there is a lot of things that are going to be happening. We're going to be talking about weapon diversity. We're going to be revealing the drop rates from Anachronia, or the Land Out Time, whichever you prefer. There will be a slight mention to the Ushabti calculator, which went live earlier on the wiki. And then we'll be looking at 1,000 kills from the tier 3 dinosaurs each at Big Game Hunter. Then we'll be getting into some changes coming up for the next updates, which we'll go into in more detail. And then finally, we're going to try a quiz. So just to go into it very quickly, if you look on your Twitch video play, you'll see a little icon, or you should see an icon. The icon is the quiz kit icon. So if you can all do me a favor, click on it, and if you're going to participate in a quiz, then allow it access, because it means that if you're in the top 10 or you're the top scorer for a question, we can see your name and you can brag about it and so on and so forth. But I will see. People are saying it's not there. I need to double check now for my own sanity. I want to make sure it's okay. Hold on everyone. I presume I can see it on mine. I can see it on my laptop. If you can't see it, refresh. Like, it's a little icon. I promise you it is there. I've just double checked. Okay, good. People are seeing it. I'm happy. You all can permit access, and we'll go into quiz details later on and take part in it. It should be a fun little one. We have some prizes. First place will get 3 bonds, and the other 9 in completing the top 10 will get themselves 7 days of free membership. So, little bit of fun, a little bit of competitiveness to a Twitch stream, because why not? So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Someone saying Timbo looks completely different without the beard.
Yeah, I do, don't I? you have to let me do a little better with the beard or without the beard.
I think better, personally. Like, yeah. I think it's better. But
I'm going to let Chet decide.
If you can't see the icon, mouse over the video player, just an FYI. So if you mouse over the video player on Twitch, you'll be able to see it as an FYI. So let's get into it. We released...
Better.
Yeah, better. So
okay, yeah. I'll shave every time I come on stream.
Here we go. 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm surprised they let me back on.
One hell of a run. So let's jump into it. So first of all, we released, of course, the bank placeholders and improvements and weapon diversity beta. You can take part in that is still ongoing. We've seen some feedback on weapon diversity, more so than the bank, because the bank, of course, is kind of an overall thing, but of course weapon diversity touches so many different components of combat. We've seen...
Sorry, I'm just checking my hair out in the stream.
We've seen, obviously, a lot of feedback. We've had some humorous stuff like the javelins and so on and so forth. You know, we love funny bugs. Well, funny bugs in the beta, I should clarify, when you have stuff like the javelins, not in the live game, thank God. But yeah, obviously there's been discussions back and forth based on feedback and everything else. So I guess a status update, as it were, on weapon diversity and where we're at with it.
Okay, so we're not going to release weapon diversity in August. Mm-hmm. I just thought I'd come out and say that.
Cool. Okay. So straight up, why?
We've had a chat internally. Obviously, our hope was that it would be in a place ready for August. Obviously, I don't think it is. You guys don't think it is. So obviously, we're not going to release it when it's rushed or it's early. I think we said it in the news post, or we've said it in the past. It's going to come out when it's ready. So that won't be this month. Basically, so what we're planning to do is make a bunch of changes to the effects, make sure they're all balanced. We're probably going to end up lowering the power level of the effects across the board, so they have less of a drastic impact on the game. So like, it's not like a 6 to 10 to 12 to 14% DPS and boost depending on what weapon you have. Try and make them more balanced with each other, so that it's regardless of what weapon type you use, you get the same rough power level, regardless of what weapon you use. We still want niches. So like, I think the Haster is the greatest example we have of a good effect, where you're allowed to have two-handed and dual-wield abilities at the same time. What else is there? We fixed things like javelins, so that the big meme right now is the javelin javelin shredding thing. Javelins will only hit one target. Only hit the target once, even if it's a big boy. So if it's a 5x5 target, it'll still only hit him once, rather than the billionty times it hits right now.
I think it's safe to say this is a perfect example of why we do betas.
Because
exactly. Yeah. We could have released this and then had to deal with the impending storm that would have came from it. You know, the beta has helped, you know, us realize that, you know, it's not quite there yet in that regard. So it's, as you mentioned,
I really want to swear, but I shouldn't. Like, the intention is the beta is to not screw things up. Like we've learned a lot.
I'm sure they can figure out what you mean by replacing the word screw.
We've learned a lot from previous betas, especially previous combat betas. So yeah, we don't want to go out too early, and the beta is really, really helpful. The new effect / nerf effect / changes to the beta will be coming hopefully early next week. We can get it out this week due to people not being around. But yeah, hopefully that will be good. The intention is for it to be a good update that everyone's excited for. I think the general consensus, and you can prove me wrong if you're chat if you think so, is that the idea of weapon diversity is great. Some of the effects are cool. They touch on different aspects of the game, but some of them are way too powerful, or some of them are just too wacky or too different. So I think we're going to try and bring them all a little bit together. And yeah, it's cool.
I mean, it's safe to say we don't want to rush it, and that is obviously prevalent in the change that we've made. At the same time, you know, some people are saying, so what you're saying is that all the weapons are going to kind of be the same again. So they're still diversified by the effects they have, right?
Yeah, so there'll still be different effects. So like the darts will still be good against poison targets. Like the short swords will still have the equilibrium effect. Those sorts of things. Like warhammers will still be AoE. It will just be less damage, and like reined in a little bit so that there's not just one clear obvious choice. Although some people will still say there's one clear obvious choice.
Yeah, of course. So for those of you saying, you know, there's now no updates in August, I'm going to modify this script a little bit because I feel like we should probably talk about this now because it's an update coming out next Monday.
Sure.
So without further ado, before we go in game, let's talk about the Sigil Slot and, you know, what we're going to be doing with the Sigil Slot.
So on Monday, we're removing the Sigil Slot.
Yes.
I'm going to let that sink into chat.
Let's just wait.
Before we say that.
Okay. Why?
So we're not removing sigils.
There we go.
But we are removing the sigil slot. So from Monday, sigils will no longer be items that you use from the sigil slot. Sigils will be transformed into abilities, and you'll be able to use those abilities for the same effect as the sigil slot has right now.
So the sigils become, in a sense, passive abilities. You can now chain them up, stack them up. Do they degrade at all?
No.
Bam.
So once you've unlocked a sigil ability, that will be unlocked forever. It has no charges. It has no upkeep. It is like any other normal combat ability. It is worth mentioning that I will bring it up now. On Monday, your current sigil will be converted.
Well, I've logged in.
Yeah,
with the
it's
thing,
worth explaining.
Yeah, by all means, and then we're going in game.
But your sigil will be converted back into the base component parts used to make that sigil. So if you had a limitless sigil, it will go back to sparks. What are they called? Something sparks?
Vital sparks.
Vital sparks. If you had a sigil of slaying, you'll be refunded anima. And if you had the Dragon Slayer or Undead Slayer, new ones from E3, you'll be given Blackstone Hearts back, etc., etc.
So,
and the new sigil codices used to unlock sigil abilities will cost a lot more than the original sigil did to try and offset the permanent cost.
So it's a bit of an increase. So they have to start fresh to get them.
Yes.
In sense from the update, but if they already had them prior to the update, they're giving a little bit of a bumper to help them.
You're giving roughly about half the amount needed to get the new sigils back.
Okay, so let us take, and this is simply to offset the cost. That they don't cost anything anymore. They're literally permanent abilities, just to clarify. So let's go in game if we can, please, John. So it's going to be hard for you guys to see the chat box, and I apologise for that, but if you look in the bottom left corner, you'll notice this is going to be the login message you'll see. I have missed one sigil, so that's my bad, but I've put in all the sigils I would have had prior to this update, and then logged in with it, and you can see that based on the stuff we have from here, we have the undead sigils from ED3, as you can see from Blackstone Hearts, that Timber mentioned, as well as Onyx. The components from the Ingenuity, is it Ingenuity? No, the sigil, Lucky Strike sigil. I'm having an absolute.
So those components on screen are from the Undead Slayer.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm so good at this. Anyway, apologies. Vital Spark, of course, from the Menaphos sigils, and of course the Shattered Anima from the Shattered Worlds sigils. So what this now means is, for example, I have 3,000 Vital Sparks. I'll show you the new prices very quickly and explain to you how it's going to work. How is Ingenuity of Humans going to work, actually, with this?
I think you get an Alchemical Onyx back.
You get an Alchemical Onyx back. Cool.
I think so.
Yeah, you do, because I had one earlier when I was testing it to make sure I had it all good. But yeah, you definitely do.
It's on here somewhere as well, I think.
Yeah, it's on there somewhere. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, one Alchemical Onyx. Yeah, there it is. Refund an Alchemical Onyx regardless of the current charge state. Cool. Just to clarify that one. So you'll notice now the anima stuff's gone up to 90 million. Now, this is very convenient, actually, because from next week, the Summer Escapes Combat Weekend's on. Of course, you get 100% more anima from Shattered Worlds. So this is like the perfect time for it to happen, if there was such a thing as a perfect time. So just to clarify how it's going to work, of course, these are now abilities. They are not sigils anymore. So I'll just buy one, for example. I'll just buy the aggression one. And then we've bought it, we'll have an ability, and all of these abilities can be found in the Constitution book. So, or can they? Oh no, aggression is, they're all split up, aren't they? Mm-hmm. I'm so good at this game, everyone. Where's aggression, Timbo? Help me. I chose the wrong one. There we go, defense. Sorry. And yes, that does mean, of course, you can put them on your action bar and stack them up and so on, but literally I can just activate it, and that's it. It goes on to cooldown. And of course, you have the buff icon to represent it, so on and so forth. That is, in essence, now how it's going to work. So it means that you can stack undead the zombie one with ED3's equivalent of the limitless sigils and stuff like that. So you should be able to absolutely wreck. GCD, do they work off GCD?
No.
You know? They do not work off GCD.
Not that I know of.
Okay, cool.
You can literally test it right now.
I mean, yeah, I could actually. I have to wait for it to come back. It's fine. We'll
Unlock another one.
I haven't got the anima. I'm a poor man. Look, I'm not got enough. I haven't done enough, Timbo. Can we go full screen a second just so I can add an ability onto my book? Thank you. Because I'm cheating. In my opinion, I don't think sigils are nerfed from this. I mean, this is a buff. They're not sigils anymore. Obviously, they're abilities. They are literally straight up changes. Yes, it takes longer to get them, but it's offset by the fact it doesn't cost anything anymore, and how you can literally stack it up. I don't know, just my two perceptions on it. We got that one. Cool. Okay, we can go back in now, John. Cool. So we have, as you can see, the limitless one. So I could theoretically do limitless alongside slaying, for example, or so on and so forth, or slaying with aggression. I guess it kind of comes down to people a little bit confused as to why specifically we made this change. I guess we kind of obviously touch on that as well.
Yeah, I think so.
It's fine, I got you.
It was mostly. Is this the official reason we're giving? It's mostly like from when we did some testing with getting returners back to the game and that sort of thing. They found it unfamiliar, complicated. I don't think we've done the Sigil Slot much justice over the last couple of years since it's been introduced either.
We've only introduced 10 fins since it came out in 2017, I believe.
Yeah, I think that is a slot that, sure, underuse isn't necessarily a good reason to remove it, but now is the sort of time to get rid of it. It doesn't really do anything for us. We're not adding new things to it. So I think now is the right time to get rid of sigils. Again, it helps with that complication, helps with that confusedness of we've seen from returners come back to the game. Unfamiliarity, I think, is the big thing for us. It's a slot they don't understand. It kind of stands out. I mean, if you look at the screen, the equipment slot just looks a little nicer now. The way it's been laid out back again.
I think, okay, so that's my bad. I think I know why people are saying it's now a nerf, and this is my fault because I've never had a sigil in-game, never used them, that'll teach me. So obviously you could use the sigils off GCD as an item, so now
double check.
I mean, oh yeah, I could just double check it, jeez. But before I do that, as you can notice, Vital Sparks, it's 2,000 of them, is that correct? 2,000 Vital Sparks, and then when you use it, this is how you make, or this is how you get a Limitless ability, or Golden Touch, and Unsullied, so on and so forth. So, you know, we'll get Golden Touch, and we got a Codex, and then we can just read it, and get it, job done. Okay. Let's do this. I have a limitless. Yeah, no, it's still ticking, so you can still, or you can't click it off GCD. Whether we want it, I'm assuming that's the way we want it to be. Okay, cool. So in regards to that, obviously all the 10 sigils are changed in that sense. So we have all of them as you can do it. It's interesting seeing how many people saying it should be off GCD. See, this is kind of the iffy part about me because I didn't obviously use sigils. Why didn't they put this in the beta? That's not a bad question. The sigil stuff.
Didn't feel it was worth being changing. It is a change we are going to make for the early game for the familiar, as again the returners and familiar with the players. So we didn't change it. I mean, we can make it so it's off GCD. Probably not for Monday, but we can certainly have a look and get it fixed.
I think I'm not going to promise it, but I think we can do it for Monday. I think we can definitely ask. I mean, look, in fact, you know what I'll do right now?
I'm surprised he's not in the chat.
I will leave a message for our peoples to all talk about this tomorrow. Just do that. Note GCD on sigils. Well, no, off sigils, not on. Okay, cool. I've left that in there. Let us chase that up, and then we'll see what we can do from there on. I mean, you guys have obviously made your feedback very clear. And something like this, I am very glad now we did not wait until next Monday, to then release this, because obviously we're now seeing this, and it means we can look at feedback and decide if we want to action it or not. So, I mean, it's an example. How do you obtain ingenuity to humans now, out of curiosity?
Same way.
So
it's just double the cost.
Okay,
as it was originally.
Awesome. And in regards to compressed anima, do we know what they're being used for now? Because obviously they were used to charge the sigils, so I guess we kind of it's kind of null and void now, right?
Yeah.
In regards to that, okay, cool. All right. So to clarify everything, TLDR very quickly, or TLDW. So on Monday's update, the sigil slot's going to be removed. If you have any sigils from this update, they'll be converted into a little bit of a bumper, and you will then have to re-earn the now sigils as abilities. Now, what this means is you will have to get, for example, 90 million for the 90 million anima for the Shattered World stuff. Or 2,000 vital spark for the Menopause stuff, or sigils, well, abilities now I should say. From this, it means that the sigil slot doesn't exist anymore. You can now use them as abilities from there. And as a note for everyone, we are gonna have I've left a note in the chat to see if we can look into having a discussion about GCD off sigils or off abilities. I need to get the word sigils out of my head. It's going away.
As far as I know,
it's going away.
Codices are tradable.
The codices are tradable. I mean, we can check very quickly. It's fine. See, it's called Vital Spark. How very handy. That'll probably help. 2,000 of them, and then we'll just make a codex, and then we'll examine it. That's our way of checking. High alch, no GE price from what I can see.
Oh, that's interesting. Guess not. Sparks are tradable. So.
No, yeah, of course. Cool. Okay. Well, as I mentioned, we'll have a look in regards to the GCD stuff, and then we'll go from there. Now, in the meantime, we go back to full screen, please, John. If that's okay.
Of course.
Thank you. We're gonna move over to Anachronia. And drop rates, say the word properly, Sean, you can do it. So, as you may have seen over the last week, we released the Laniakea weightings for Anachronia and Magads, and also Caradel as well as Movran. We're now going to go a bit more into it. So I'm going to ask you guys a question. What do you guys want to see first? Do you guys want to see 1,000 kills on each of the tier 3 dinosaurs and the loot I get from them? Or do you want to know all the drop rates that I have on my list here? So I'll leave that to you guys first. Drop rates. Cool. I had a feeling. That's to be expected, I guess. Cool. Alrighty. Let me just make sure I'm all good here. So we'll do... I can't remember the name of them. My word. The the tier 3 dinosaurs. I'm having an absolute brain. We have Papasaurus Rex, Apatosaur, and of course Malitops, I think his name is, or something like that. I hate him anyway, regardless, all the same. Okay, if we go back to the in-game now, John, if that's okay. So what you're going to see is a little chat box here, which is going to tell us how many we've looted, and I'm going to let the chat box just fill up, and we're just going to hold the space bar and see what we get. So we'll speed the game up, and we'll just look at these drops coming in, as well as the prayer XP. There is a chance that I may get uniques. There is a chance I may get the prayer pet or the hunter pets. We will wait and see. So, to go straight off the bat, in regards to Big Game Hunter and the drop rates, we're kind of integrated. The unique from a tier 3 dinosaur, which is Apatosaur, Malitops, and the Papasaurus Rex, they scale in a solo encounter. It's a 1 in 1k for a unique item from them. Those rates are increased on a duo and a triple, as an FYI. The totems from Big Game Hunter are 1 in 50. And to encounter a double dinosaur spawn, it's a 10 in 160. And a triple dinosaur is a 1 in 160. So just bear that in mind. And in regards to the rare resources, it's a 1 in 150. So this is the resource you need to upgrade a tier 3 building. For example, the Hunter Lodge tier 3 from Big Game Hunter, or if you get the Player Lodge version, 1 in 150 for Big Game Hunter on the rare resources from there. And also, I'm just going to multitask it, why not? We'll just go through them all while we're doing it. The totem drop rates from agility are 1 in 100, but that drop rate is rolled when you complete a segment, not one obstacle. So when you complete a certain amount of obstacles, you have a segment. I believe the course has 7 segments. That is a 1 in 100 for the totem drop rates. And then for Slayer, this is on any kill of the plants or dinosaurs. The totem drop rate is 1 in 300. Man, rates are fun.
Right, keep going, Shawnee.
As for rare resources, it's 1 in 1.8k for the agility essential oils, I think it's what it's called. However, that roll is on every obstacle you do, not a segment. So literally, you do one obstacle back and forth, it's still going to roll for it. It's 1 in 1.8k. The Big Game Hunter, as I mentioned, is 1 in 150. And as for dinosaurs and plants, for every kill, it is a 1 in 1k. I got mine on my first kill, so I'm very, very grateful for that one. And then we'll get into the boots. Good old boot drops. So we'll start with the laceration boots, first of all. And the laceration boots, it's a 1 in 8k off task on any dinosaur you kill. And as for the blowpipe, it is 1 in 5k off task on any dinosaur. If you're on task, the laceration boot drop rate changes based on the dinosaur you are killing. So if you're killing the feral, it's 1 in 3k, there you go. 1 in 2k for Brutish, 1 in 4k for Venom, and 1 in 2k for Ripper. And also, the blowpipe on any of those monsters, if you're on task, will go down to a 1 in 1.5k drop rate. The Blaster Fusion boots, I'm enjoying Tim's little nod of approval in the corner of my eye as I'm just reading these out.
Sorry.
The drop rate for these scales are a little bit different. So off task, it's each plant has a different drop rate off and on task. So the Lamp and Flora is 1 in 116k off task, whereas on task is 1 in 4k. I'm saying 1 in 1 a lot. Devil Snare off task is 1 in 10k off task, and on task it is 1 in 2.5k. The Snaggler off task is 1 in 8k, and on task is 1 in 2k. And the Liverwort is 1 in 8k off task, and for on task it is 1 in 2k. So I think not 1 in 116, goodness, 1 in 16k, just to clarify, on Lamp and Flora. Sorry,
that's
brutalized that one. Yeah, it's very rare. So I assume someone's going to type this out in the meantime. John, can we go back to full screen a second, because I'll need to relog after, because if I brute force 1,000 kills, the game, as you can imagine, does not like me. So I'm just going to relog and then show you my bank to show you what we have. I don't think we had any uniques from that.
No.
Which, oh, we did. We actually did. We had a, okay, we can go back in now, John. We actually had a tribal fin at some point, as you can see. So we actually did get a unique. The 1 in 1k on the solo has kind of been on point there. So we got one, which is the tribal fin. This is 1,000 kills on one of the dinosaurs in tier 3. And then we'll do another one. And then another one. Can you buy that tribal fin? Sadly not, unfortunately. And you can, as you may have noticed, I've got the rare resources as well. So I've got the rib bone and the pelt. I still need the rib bone. It was 1k. I'm pretty sure I went to 1k.
It was 1K,
yeah, okay, good. Someone say I did stop on 985 for a while because I was talking too much, but then I did. I can price check it because, well, I'll show you why. There's a slight problem if I decide to try and price check these because our Grand Exchange in the test world's not quite the same as the live version of the game. So, yeah, just an FYI on that one. There is something I forgot to mention, actually. In a future update, we are looking to make the luck of the dwarfs increase your chance of rolling a double or a triple dino spawn as well. So if you've not got luck of the dwarfs already, then get it. But we are looking to do that in the near future as well. So something to make very clear, which people seem to like, which is good. Okay, next up is our second dinos. A second set, 2. Here we go. Okay, away we go.
Did you clear your bank?
It clears it for me when it runs it.
Oh.
So it starts afresh, clears it, and then go again. Very, very snazzy. God bless modesty. Someone got 2 and 600 kills. Nice. Dino scales. See, I've got a lot. Oh, hello. We just got the ace pet. So what's that? 1,102 kills. And we got the ace hunter pet. There you go. So we got 1 skill pet. I'm just waiting for the ghostly pet to come up from bone crushing all these bones. Wouldn't be typical. Look at those XP drops. Oh. So there's not going to be an extra. So just to clarify, there's not going to be an extra action bar for the new abilities from the Sigil conversion. However, in the big mobile update, which doesn't have a date just yet, they are looking to add free new action bars. I hate trying to say that goddamn phrase.
Free.
Yes, free. Action bars for free from that update. So you'll then go up to 13 action bars in total. You can only still display 5 on your screen, but you'll have 3 additional action bars to play from that. Damn you people, don't mock that. And also, of course, that comes with the buff bar and debuff bar rework as well, which allows the buff bars to go up to 50 icons each, which is pretty insane, as well as being able to arrange the bars however you want. There's volcanic fragments. There we go. So 456 on this one, and of course we get the volcanic fragments, the most expensive, because of course we do. Brilliant. So 456 in there. It's actually below drop rate by over double, so that's good. Well, not good because I'm not going to keep it, but still. So that's pretty good. So we've already had a pet and volcanic fragments from this. I'm just watching this game chat to see if anything else pops up, but it actually works really well how it goes through it. The superior longbone, is that the rare resource? I'm pretty sure that is superior longbone. I think it is. I think it's 1 in 150. If that's the rare resource from Big Game Hunter, that is 1 in 150. I did reveal the drop rates for totems on Big Game Hunter, did I not? If I didn't, it's 1 in 50, just an FYI, which is a little bit unfortunate because I remember seeing a Reddit post on someone who did like 300 kills and he hadn't had a single totem, which is brutal.
Very unlucky. Very
brutal. Why does the stream tile have a command that times you out? I don't know. I don't know what the stream tile is. But if it times you out, that isn't ideal.
Apparently the quiz is timing people out.
Exclamation mark quiz is timing people out. Oh man, that's unfortunate. It looks like it's not timing people out now, I think, from what I can see. So that's good. Oh, yeah, how was Legacy affected by the new Sigil update? They're not going to get it, presumably, right? Because it's not, they can't click the item anymore. They don't have abilities, so I presume Legacy won't get Sigil. Well, the Sigil ability, so to speak.
No.
Okay. So, about to come to 1k.
Wait, yeah.
Cool. Coming back to full screen again, because otherwise you're going to watch me get booted out of the games. The game's like, nope, you shouldn't be doing this. And then we'll log back in, bring up the bank, and then we'll have a look at what we got. Cool. All right, let's go back in. Oh, look at that. Volcanic fragments. That'd be lovely. There's the ace pet. And of course we got the rare resources yet again, but what we got? 2,339 blue dragon hides, 175,000 dinosaur scale, a lot of red dragon, a lot of dragon hides, 72 compacted hides. If you're at Town Hall 3, that is a lot of hides right there, I'll tell you that much. That was 1,000 on the Malatops, I think that's what they're called, the one that drops the volcanic fragments, which probably isn't useful if you don't know what that is, but I think it's the Malatops. So that's that one, and I believe the last one up is the Pavosaurus Rex, which is right in front of me. I really should have done this in front of a dead dinosaur on the fin, but anyway, it's fine. And away we go. Probably get the prayer pet now, knowing this.
Absolutely.
Please do a HSR. I probably should have done it with HSR, to be fair, because HSR actually does. HSR actually does have an effect on Big Game Hunter loot, but it's my fault. Oh, if I got tribal fin, yes, then I've probably already done Pavo. It's the other one. You know the one I'm on about. You guys can help me out with that one.
Oh, you just leveled up prayer though.
Oh, I leveled up prayer. That's great. There's no pet though.
Rats.
I don't know why I'm wishing for a pet on something I won't be able to keep. It's one of the last pets I don't have. So, I mean, I got the hunter pet, but I am on the prayer pet, so it's just great. But yeah, as in regards to, again, just to clarify, Legacy, yes, they will not have the sigil, sorry, the ability, I'm not saying sigil anymore, I'm banning that word from my head, I'm going to probably say it again in a minute. But yes, when they become abilities, Legacy people will not be able to use them. And yeah, for people who are asking, why haven't I got totems, that's because I've already got them all from Big Game Hunter, so that's what I should have probably reset them. But yes, you do get totems from here, 1 in 50. I already got them all from Big Game Hunter, so yeah, just an FYI if you're wondering why I haven't got them in my bank. Totems from the agility course is 1 in 100, and you need to complete a segment of the course, so a certain amount of obstacles to trigger a segment, not doing one obstacle back to back. Yeah, I should have emptied the totem bag. I just got a message from JD saying Moobot isn't working, which is pretty great when I'm going to get people to type exclamation mark quiz shortly. Oh boy. Yeah, as you may have just heard me say, Moobot for some reason is not playing nice, so people are going to type it, but don't type exclamation mark quiz because you will get timed out. About as simple as that. So yeah, people will do it. I know you say people not to do it, they'll just do it. It's just the way it is. For those who are asking, why is the quiz not working? Did I get prayer pet? Someone's saying I got prayer pet. I've completely missed it.
I was reading chat.
Yike.
Fucking ramen.
Do you remember when you said you weren't going to swear?
I said flying ramen.
Did you? It sounded like... Oh man, my mind. Damn it. Sounded like you said another word. The drop rate of uniques from doubles and triples is increased, but we're going to keep that secret because of the volatility of said item. To take the quiz, mouse over the Twitch video player and then hit the icon. I mean, we could do a bit of streamception in a minute and maybe show you, but we'll see. Can we go back to full screen in a second?
Yeah.
Bang.
What now, you mean?
Please.
So don't say in a second. Say
Oh yeah, when I say yes, sorry, John. Totems from Slayer is 1 in 300. Segments of the full course is 7. All right, let's see what we got. No, we got the hunter pet again, not prayer. We got a pet though. Yep, all good. And then this is what we got from. Damn it. Honestly, no unique on the last one naturally, but got pets because of course we did.